Welcome back to Autopsy of a Horror Movie. My name is Brooker, and today I am joined by Scott and Frankie of the hilarious movie podcast, Shoot the Flick. Thank you guys so much for coming on.
Thank you for having us. We're glad to be here. We love your show. We're glad to be on it.
If people are wondering, like, what's with the weird laughter, this is our second time recording the intro because my dumbass didn't have my mic plugged in. So this is what's going on. But off to a great start.
Just blame the movie.
Right.
It's all the movie's fault.
It's all the movie's fault.
Yeah, this fucking movie. So, anyways, before I get into any further into my own psychosis, Scott and Frankie, thank you so much for coming on. Will you please tell people about Shoot the Flick?
Well, Shoot the Flick is a weekly podcast that comes out every single Wednesday where myself and my lovely husband Scott here introduce each other to different movies. All different kinds of genres, really whatever the hell we just feel like in the moment. Sometimes we both love it, sometimes we both hate it, and sometimes one of us loves it, and one of us hates it, and one of us ends up sleeping on the floor because of it.
Oh man, I love it. Your show is so funny. I really do encourage everybody to go check out Shoot the Flick and just kind of browse, because y'all have done so many movies. How many episodes are y'all at?
Oh god.
The one coming out this Wednesday will be our 78th episode.
Ooh,
I think so, yeah.
78 movies, dang. Well, yeah, everybody go through their catalog. I've had a joy going through some of your Star Wars episodes. That's been fun. I've been enjoying your Harry Potter series you've been doing. You've been doing a Harry Potter movie.
Oh yeah, we're knee deep in that right now. That's a lot.
Yes. We've been doing that every beginning of every month. We get the next Harry Potter movie. So after this one, the next one will be Order of the Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Everybody go check out Shoot the Flick. And thank you, Scott and Frankie, for coming on today. This is a weirder episode. This is just a really silly, goofy episode we're doing, kind of semi off the cuff. Happy April Fool's Day. This is kind of like my April Fool's Day special. Just want to do something silly. So I decided to do a kill grade episode on the movie Scary Movie from the year 2000. This won't be like my normal kill grades, because if all three of us were to sit here and to grade each kill on 4 different categories for the 18 to 20 kills in this movie, depending on how you count it, we'll be here for 3 hours. And I don't want to talk about Scary Movie for 3 hours because, frankly, I hated revisiting this movie. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the kills chronologically and just say where we have it ranked in the list of the kills within this movie, and have a fun time poking fun at this movie. My idea for this, I was like, when I first had this, I went, oh, that will be really fun. That's going to be a funny episode. And then I sat down to watch it and went, oh my god, this is trash. I can't.
Yeah, that's basically how we felt too, because we watched it when we were kids, obviously, and remember looking at it as being funny. And then we watched it again, and we did laugh at parts, but for the most part, we were like, oh my god, how did we think this was funny? Like, what is this?
Like, it's funny because I think I remember seeing this in theaters.
Ew.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
Which is funny to think about, like, because it's like, oh yeah, this is probably hysterical while I was sitting there, like, 10 years old, laughing my ass off. Oh, wait. Yeah, watching it now, you're like, yeah, that's not funny anymore. That's kind of rough.
Yeah, this movie just would not get made in 2021. It just wouldn't.
Definitely not.
Well, the spoof movie itself has to almost be dead.
Are they still making those?
I mean,
The last one I think I remember was, like...
They did a 50 Shades of Grey one,
Yeah,
remember?
50 Shades Darker. That was a couple...
No, 50 Shades of Black, I think it was.
Oh, that's right. 50 Shades of Black, which was...
50 Shades Darker was an actual 50 Shades movie.
Oh.
I never saw them. I just,
But no, yeah, that was also, I think, one of the Wayans brothers. I think it's Marlon,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
who still brings it up every now and then.
But yeah, they don't. I mean, scary movies used to come out like every other year. I feel like.
Yeah.
But now, like, they don't do those no more.
No, I think they stopped after 5.
I don't remember. There's a lot of them though.
I tell you what, it wasn't soon enough. That's all I know.
Yeah, that's probably very true.
Yeah, this was
Charlie Sheen was in one.
Yeah,
I think it's a couple.
I think it's like the third one or something.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I don't know. So I mean,
weird. The 2000s were weird, man.
yeah, absolutely. And people at home and be like, "Oh, I like scary movie." That's okay. You could like a movie, but like, jeez, like this.
When was the last time you saw it?
Yeah, was it like
Yeah.
before 2015? Because I don't know. If this okay, so like when I was 14, I thought this movie was hilarious, of course, because I think that this movie could only be funny to like 14-year-olds. Like I don't.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, I feel like a person that has like gone through any sort of like life experience just wouldn't really find this movie charming at all. I don't know. So today, scary movie. Let me go through the credentials before we get to the actual kill ranking. Scary movie came out in the year 2000. This was directed by Keenen, Ivory, Wayans and written by Shawn and Marlon Wayans. This movie stars Anna Faris, John Abrams, Regina Hall, Marlon Wayans, Shawn Wayans, and Shannon Elizabeth. This movie had a budget of $19 million. It made over $42 million in its opening weekend, and it grossed over $278 million worldwide.
Jeez.
That's a success.
I mean, that's Spill's franchise, right?
Yeah. A comedy that was made for $19 million.
That is also kind of interesting too, because I don't know like where the money went.
Yeah, that's super weird. Cause like, what sets did they have? They had a school, and they had a house.
I guess the sets would be because I think the school's the same school from Scream.
Is it really?
And
That's
it looks
hilarious.
like it.
It is.
And I think that's also the same house from Scream.
Is that Scream movie still lying around? Can we just pull that out of the closet?
Oh my god.
Man, I bet you a lot of this. There's a surprising amount of sex toys in this movie, so I think like a good percentage of the budget went towards that.
Oh my god. There's a point in this movie where something happens, and Scott and I think because most of the times when we watched this movie it was on Comedy Central, so it's like censored. So there are a couple of things that happened in this movie that we were like, oh god, I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was. This was not a breath of fresh air. This.
No, it was pretty stale, like hot boxed weed air.
Wait, we talked about Shorty already?
And like I have to say, like my biggest, I guess, like shock of like how did they not make fun of this from? Because this movie is just basically a twisted combination of Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer, just really confusing
right.
those two plot lines throughout the whole movie, including like the characters or like blends of characters between those movies as well. And the thing, and y'all let me know if I just missed this, but I was like, how was there not a Randy character in this movie? I felt like that would have been your number one guy that you make fun of if you're doing a parody.
Well, I think if I felt like Shorty was kind of the Randy, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of, sorta.
Yeah, I guess he'd be our closest representation of
But
Randy.
I get what you're saying, though. Like,
yeah, there's nobody who...
someone who's like breaking the fourth wall. Not breaking the fourth wall, but like...
This is like from John Carpenter's Halloween, and Jamie Lee
Yeah,
Curtis
exactly.
got nude in this movie, and like the guy who has like all those facts. Like I feel like they didn't like capitalize on making fun of the movie nerd in this, which is what like Scream was kind of like. I don't know, just like kind of branching off of a little bit. Like, yeah, like horror fans are kind of movie nerds, so let's just put a movie nerd in the movie. And they didn't like do that in this, which I was like really surprised with because I felt like that was low hanging fruit that they could have easily scooped.
It definitely is, but I also think they do things where they're breaking the fourth wall constantly anyway. Like when they have what's his name from Dawson's Creek who randomly comes up from the window and is like, oh, wrong set. And like just leaves.
away.
Yeah.
That was funny. That made me laugh. Literally, I felt like I wrote that joke myself because as the Dawson's Creek song was playing, I was like, oh, we just need James Vanderbeek to pop up, and then he pops up in the window. I'm like, oh, I forgot that joke.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's like a lot of like little like kind of like quippy things like that. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's funny. Yeah, I get that. But there's like also just a lot of stuff in this. I was like, that's just sexual harassment.
Yeah.
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 I will.
Yeah, we'll
Some of it's a little rough.
Yeah, a lot of it is. I will say though, I feel like that Anna Faris was just kind of like perfect for this kind of movie though. Like she just kind of
Yes.
exudes just what am I trying to say? Naiveness, and she's just kind of like that.
Yes.
She just kind of seems clueless. Like, oh, am I in a movie? I don't know what's going on, kind of thing. Like,
Yeah, she's got like the like vacant like deer in the headlights look at all times.
yes, and that's exactly like kind of like what this movie needs. So I guess I'll say like props for casting in that in that area, I guess.
Sure. And even like the guy that plays her boyfriend looks a
Bobby.
lot like Skeet Ulrich from Scream. He's got like the creepy kind of lanky vibe going on.
It would have been just even more hilarious if they just went ahead, just jumped the shark, and just got Johnny Depp for that, because that's basically what Skeet Ulrich was trying to be in Scream.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but at this point, Johnny was about to do his Pirates thing, where he's like, "Oh, hey."
That's true.
That was what 2003. That first one came out.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's forever ago. Why did I feel like that's not?
Because it hasn't left since then.
I guess, yeah. Jeez Louise.
Alrighty, so scary movie. So like I said, so this movie opens up just like Scream, everybody, with Carmen Electra, which was just a person I kind of totally forgot about until I rewatched this movie.
No, this is the one scene that, even though I had not watched it in 14 years, this is the one scene I remembered wholeheartedly.
Same.
Yeah, I definitely remember this. I didn't. I actually laughed a lot during the scene. I was surprised. Like when this was a good cold open movie to do, because it set it up that the movie was going to be funny.
Right.
Because I laughed a lot.
And it 12 seconds in, there's a fart joke, and so it's like, okay, this is the kind of lowbrow humor we're going for. When it has set the tone with the brown note right off the bat, and which is like, I just kind of find it really funny that like the joke is that like a pretty lady farted, like that's the joke. Like I don't know, I just kind of find
like pretty ladies don't fart.
No.
Oh man, and so, and her name is Drew, of course. Drew Campbell, right? Is her name Drew Campbell? Is that right? I think so.
No, because Anna Faris's name is
Cindy Campbell.
Cindy Campbell.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
I think she just says Drew. I think it's just
Yeah,
Drew.
yeah. I think they just say Drew.
Yeah, I think you're right. So her name is Drew, because of course, and you know, it's the opening scene to Scream with a fart joke, and she runs through the front lawn, she gets stripped down to her bra and underwear, like Jesus Christ, and
It's Carmen Electra. You had to do it.
I don't know, the whole time I was just like, I am feeling Weinstein all over this movie.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, no.
100%.
And I will say though, a really like legitimate laugh that like I got from this was when he stabs her and then like he pulls out the implant, and he
that was so. Oh my god, that was terrible.
that was really funny. And the kicker that got me was that like he was even grossed out by it. Like he like barely touched it with his fingertips. Like yeah, so that did get me pretty good. And then
the two signs, the one saying go left for being safe, go right to be killed.
Mm-hmm. yeah, exactly. Which is it's this movie. It's trying to say something, you know. And then she ultimately she gets hit by her dad, who is
Oh my god.
receiving oral pleasure while driving, which that's just hilarious. And then she does like 8 backflips. And then,
that's not the only time it's done in the Scary Movie franchise.
Yeah.
They've done that joke before again.
What a shock.
Yeah.
Gotta have a callback on that one.
Oh, God. So anyways, we're having so much fun, aren't we? So anyways, she gets hit by the car, and then Ghostface catches up to her, and he stabs her, and she is dead, unless I'm missing any more details from that.
No, pretty much.
All right, so where do y'all have where's Drew land on your kill ranking?
We have that as number 2.
Yes.
Okay. Hey, I'm cool with that. The cat, I have it at number 1. So I mean,
Okay,
podcast is over. So we.
Okay, we're done. Have a good night,
Cool.
fellas.
But yeah, like I said, I feel like it just sets up very perfectly what we're in for. It's got, all the elements of scary movie are in this one scene.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And like what Scott was saying, this was the one kill that I remembered. So it definitely like left some sort of impression on my brain. So I was like, okay, yeah, this is definitely up there.
Yeah, I agree with that. For me though, I fought for the number one on our list because there was one other kill that I remembered even more as iconic than the Drew kill.
Ooh,
But we'll
please.
get there.
Ooh, let us know. Let us know. I want to hear Frankie's number one. So, all right. So, we go ahead and I think is the next day, we are, at the high school where all of our characters are going to, and it's just like in Scream, of course, where the newscasters are there. They're like, "Oh my God, there's a serial killer." And we go to who's supposed to be Gale Weathers, but is Gale Hailstorm, which I appreciate that joke. That's funny.
No, that's cute.
Yeah, I like that. I watched the behind the scenes things with the actors for this, which was just, not gonna lie, almost as dumb as the movie, and because nobody took this seriously. It's just kind of funny, which I guess like, who would take this seriously? I guess.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the right attitude.
Yeah. So I don't have her name offhand, but the actress that played Gale Hailstorm,
Sherry O'Terry. She was on SNL forever, and I love her. She's actually one of I think one of the more underrated SNL people.
Well, thank you, Frankie. She's coming here to do my job for me. Thank you.
Coming here with the facts. Sorry.
No.
Stealing your job.
No. No apologies necessary. So I was watching her, and she was talking about, it was fun. Everybody was like, they had a fun time doing this because it was so like relaxed and laid back. And everybody was talking about what it means to be a parody, like what it means to like for a movie to be a parody of something else. And Gale Hailstorm was saying, it's kind of a parody that I got cast as Gale Hailstorm because I'm not tall and thin. So, and that's like all she had to say about it. I was like, oh.
Oh, that's good.
So
I'm not Courtney Cox.
Yeah, so but she was still pretty, like, Gale Hailstorm was a funny character, I thought, in this.
Yeah, she was funny.
And she gave me one of my biggest laughs with this movie, coming up with this kill, because as she is trying to tell the news at the high school here, there's like this high school boy dancing behind her, just being a nuisance and everything, and she gets fed up and turns around and shoots him in the chest on camera, and then continues to deliver the news. This was a legit big laugh for me, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's definitely out of like nowhere. It was almost more shocking than it was funny for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was just like, oh, what the fuck just happened? Like it's I think it's meant to make fun of like when you see like the news reporters and you have the course the idiot in the background is like, I'm on TV, and then I think like years ago there was a news reporter who like cursed the person out and got fired afterwards, so it's kind of like spoofing that.
Mm-hmm. And it's also kind of like just how crazy, because like in Scream, all of the characters, like the high schoolers, were just like amping up how like cool it was. Like it was like a joke to them that there was a killer going around. So it was like, right. Here, like they're really like emphasizing just how like ridiculous the reaction was in the movie, and also just like how much, obviously, like they're using the Gale Hailstorm character to be like, yeah, Courtney Cox was a huge jerk in that movie, so yeah, she would just murder a kid on camera. So I give this kill a lot of points because I thought it was really funny.
Yeah, we had that at the bottom of our list, actually.
I'm over here praising this kill, and y'all, was it dead last for you too?
Yeah. And like, here's the thing, like, it's like a funny little quick joke, but for us it was like, okay, I don't know, it didn't really, I feel like so many of the kills in this have like such a big connection to the movie that they're parodying, and it just didn't feel. It felt like it was just like a cheap, like quick, like gag,
Yeah.
and there wasn't really. It was like a quick ha, and then it was over.
It was a good haha for me, and you're absolutely right.
No,
you're absolutely right. It's so outside of like what they're actually trying to parody, but I had it at number 15 out of 18 on my list. So
yeah, we have it dead last 18.
Oh, I like it. See, this is why I had you along, because I want us to be a little bit different. So that's awesome.
Yeah, it happened so quick actually that like I didn't even realize that it happened. I had to do a double take. I'm like, wait, was that a kill? Did that kid just die? We have to write that down.
Starting to get into I Know What You Did Last Summer territory.
Have you ever seen that movie?
I Know What You Did Last Summer? Yes.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
That movie, it's definitely, between that and Scream, it's definitely the weaker of the two.
I would agree with that for sure.
Yeah,
but
I mean, like,
I remember liking it. I haven't seen it in a long time, but
I always like remembered liking that movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I still like it, but on my old show, we reviewed it, and I was, kind of looking at it with like a different lens. I was like, oh, this movie like really isn't like great, but like it's still like fun. Like it's still fine. Like it's fine, like it's fine. It's fine. It's a fine slasher. It's not a great slasher or anything like that, but it's a fine slasher. Like I'll still watch it like during July, because it's a 4th of July movie.
Oh yeah, it is.
So like
I forgot about that.
So like I still watch it during the summer because I'm like it's good enough. So yeah, it's okay.
The last time I watched it with my sister, who is the biggest scaredy cat in the world, and I laughed the entire movie. I don't remember, because she was freaking out the entire movie.
No.
I'm like, it's not even that scary.
Yeah, it's not scary, really. It's more like a thriller than anything.
Kinda. It's like a dumb mystery.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. It's, I will say though, I Know We Did Last Summer, can you all tell how much we're trying to avoid talking about scary movie?
Yeah, really, we're just like, let's talk about any other movie.
Happy April Fool's Day. But I Know We Did Last Summer, I will say, something I do love about that movie is that it has one of the best, I think, like chase scenes when he's chasing Sarah Michelle Gellar through Shivers, the store. Like that's a pretty good chase scene. So I will give the movie credit there.
And the kill that we're about to talk about, like that scene in the original movie, I remember really liking and thinking was really good.
It's a good scene in the original source, yeah.
Yeah.
It is one of the best parts of that movie, but one of the best parts of that series is Rastafari and Jack Black, but that's another story altogether.
We don't need to talk about that.
That is peak last summer.
Oh God.
So our third kill is the fisherman, and this is, if you couldn't tell, this is supposed to be the hookman, the fisherman from I Know What You Did Last Summer, and the gang is driving like wild. This is actually a flashback scene, and there's people are making out in the back seat, all sorts of inappropriate things going on. Anna Faris is having a rough time in the front seat, and I don't want to go into the details about that.
Oh God.
But they hit a fisherman, but this is like a funny gag. The gag is that he actually didn't die from this, but they never realize it. He's like, no, I'm fine. Like, I'm just going to walk away, as they're trying to figure out how to get rid of the body. He's like, no, really, I'm fine. And they keep accidentally hitting his head on something, and that like what kills him, and they throw him in the ocean. Where did y'all have this kill?
We have it at number 4.
Okay.
Because it is still decently funny enough where we're like, it's like, oh yeah, gets hit in the head with a thrown bottle. He gets hit in the head with the trunk.
It's one of those gags that like it just keeps hitting you over the head with it, but for some reason it still works. Like,
yeah, it was it was funny, but the whole, I don't know, it kind of got like tiresome for me. I had this pretty low. I had this at number 14, just one spot above the kid that got shot by Hailstorm. I don't know. I was just kind of like, all right, I get it. You keep hitting him in the head. Like, it probably would have, like, I don't know, like, would have been. I was just trying to think, like, it just would have been funnier if, like, he just, like, walked away. I don't know. I can't think.
If he just walked away and it just.
If he just walked away and they're like, where's the body? And, like, that's, like, the red herring for, like, the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
But no, they kind of just throw him in the water. I don't know.
The other thing that this whole scene with the fisherman starts is one of the funniest running gags of the movie, where Greg is telling everyone, okay, we never say anything, never tell anyone, never ever, and everyone's like, okay, and then Cindy, Anna Faris's character, doesn't say anything, and he just goes up to her and starts strangling her, like, don't tell anybody.
And he's like punching her in the gut and everything.
And then it just starts a whole like thing throughout the movie where he's just constantly beating the crap out of Anna Faris.
The random elbow drop. Just fucking drops the elbow. I love it.
Like I think like that's like a good example of how they make fun of I Know What You Did Last Summer, because the character of Ray, Ryan Phillippe's character, that's how he was towards Jennifer Love Hewitt. Like he did choke her during that scene, yeah. So like they kind of just went like WrestleMania with that character in this. So like that's like I thought like that was good parody. Like I liked that. Yeah. That was funny. So maybe I should have put this a little bit higher, but I have it at 14 out of 18. So moving on, so we get to Greg, who I forgot was in this movie for a while.
Yeah, true.
So we are still in I Know What You Did Last Summer parody mode, and this is the scene where Greg's girlfriend Buffy is doing the pageant show, and he's up on the balcony, and she's doing her what was it, her dramatic. Yes, her dramatic interpretation or acting. And during this, he is getting just butchered in public on the balcony, and she is, of course, screaming and freaking out, and everybody's like, "Oh, like she's
so good. She should get an Oscar."
Which I kind of appreciated this, because that scene from I Know We Did Last Summer was so frustrating, because she is screaming and trying to run out, but the crowd is stopping her. But here it's still like kind of like the same thing where like they're not taking her seriously, but instead of like physically stopping her for no reason, they're like actually, oh, she's doing a good job. Like it actually makes more sense here than it does in I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Probably, I guess, yeah. I mean, the scene, this is one of the scenes in I Know What You Did Last Summer that like I remember more than any other one probably. Like I feel like it's such a iconic scene because of like the circumstances. It's so weird, but yeah, I liked what they did with this, because it is such a crazy scene in the original, and they parodied it really well.
But it's not only like the kill is funny, but also the aftermath of her going off stage, finding out she won, completely forgetting about Craig, then Ghostface later is carrying him in a garbage bag with his leg hanging out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's mopping. I will say that was a really funny joke as well, because it's just kind of like these characters are so stupid. Like everything's happening behind them. Yeah, I would say that was really funny. Where did y'all have Greg on your list?
So we have that as our number 3.
All right, nice. I have it at number
12. Right after Drew's kill.
I have it at number 13. So far, I got...
Oh my god, we're like opposite.
That's totally fine.
That's so funny.
It's going to be interesting.
The only one that we pretty much agree on so far is Drew.
Yeah.
First kill.
So far, I have... So in a row, I've got the kid that was shot at 15, Fisherman at 14, and Greg at 13. That's so funny. I did not know I did that. I think maybe I became more forgiving as the movie came on.
Went on. Okay, this is fine. This is better.
I think I let out a heavy sigh during this scene too. At some points, I was like, "Okay." Alrighty.
Probably did that a few times throughout this movie.
Yeah.
All right. So I will say here up next, our next kill was something that I did enjoy a lot, and something that did leave an imprint on me as well. When I think about this movie, I think about Drew's kill and this kill, which is Buffy's. In this scene, she is kind of like stuck alone with Ghostface, and she is definitely doing the Tatum thing from Scream, like, oh, we're going to play Psycho Killer, and she's kind of like, oh, is this the part where you chase me? And she basically kind of just kills herself in this in the scene. I will say I winced so much when she breaks her leg.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And I love that even Ghostface is like, oh man, I don't do that. Like,
But does she truly die? Because her head is still talking at the end.
oh, you're right. We should just skip this part completely.
Well, that's really what like does it for me with that kill. Like the fact that he cuts her head off. And it's still like just so like bitchy. She just can't help herself. She's just such an asshole that she just is an asshole even in death. And it's like I just love that.
Yeah, and it's funny how I found it really interesting how much they blended that character of Buffy with Sarah Michelle Gellar in I Know We Did Last Summer and Tatum in Scream. And so I don't know, it was just kind of like a cool blanks. I was like, oh yeah, those two characters kind of do parallel each other a little bit because they are definitely like the second banana in those two respective movies, but I think like they kind of went on to have like kind of bigger careers than like some of the other people in those movies. Like Sarah Michelle Gellar obviously was Buffy and everything, so I don't know, it was just I kind of was like, oh, I never thought about those two kind of being the same.
Oh, her name's Buffy. Yeah. And it's Sarah Michelle. I just realized that. Okay. I just got that's why her name's Buffy.
Oh man,
wow, I'm so smart.
Frankie's going on Letterboxd extra star.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Yeah, so where did y'all have Buffy?
We had that at number 6.
Okay. I had that at number 2.
Okay.
I like this one. It was really the leg
it's definitely
breaking.
In the top tier for sure.
Oh yeah. This is upper echelon kills of this. It was the leg breaking for me that kind of like went over the top for me.
Yeah, I guess because it's more like like again, it's funny, but like the leg breaking is genuinely like kind of off-putting. Like it's just like, oh god.
It was like, oh great, some actual actual like death effects in this movie. So the 6th kill of the movie, we are back at the high school, and this was kind of a real. It's dark comedy, but this is kind of a funny joke, I think. I don't know. We'll see what everyone thinks. So there's a guy on top of the school threatening to kill himself to jump off. Oh my god!
I love this joke.
And
I really do. I'm a horrible person. But I love this joke.
Oh god!
Because you explain the joke, and then I'll explain why I love it so much.
So the genius of this scene is that it is. So this is the part where the guy's on the roof, threatening to jump off, and it's really funny because we cut to just that. Like we don't get any sort of context with any other characters we know. We just cut straight to this. And we're like, why are we watching this? And then Anna Faris and the gang walk out of the school, and this is when she does the whole Jennifer Love Hewitt thing. What are you waiting for? Like spinning, which is still even cheesy in that movie. And he's just like, what am I waiting for? What am I waiting for? And then he just drops dead.
Okay, so not only is the joke itself hilarious, okay, but it's making fun of a scene in I Know What You Did Last Summer that is so fucking stupid. Even in the original, it's stupid. But then, like, when you see Anna Faris with her, like, ditzy ass self just spinning around, what are you waiting for? It's like, oh wow, you really realize how stupid it is.
Well, you guys know why it's so ridiculous in the original?
Was it because a kid directed it?
A kid directed it.
Kid directed what?
They brought a kid in. Like, he won a contest. They're like, you get to direct one scene, and I Know What You Did Last Summer. And that's what he wanted. He wanted her to spin around, and it's become the most iconic scene in the movie.
That's not real.
It is?
No, that's 100% real.
Oh my god, I never knew that. That's horrible. That's so stupid. That makes it even more stupid. I want to put it higher now.
We can have it.
Oh my gosh, that's hysterical.
You want to pump it up one?
No, that's fine, but I mean, my God, that's
I am
iconic. I've never heard something like that in my life. Okay.
Oh man. Geez. So I'm actually going to change my ranking. I need to
Yeah,
put
I
this
kind of
higher.
want you to now.
I need to put this
Fuck the
higher.
fisherman. We're putting that at number 4. Suicide guy is number 4 now.
Jeez, man. You know what? I'm doing the same thing. I'm moving this to number 4. It's a good joke. It really, I mean, like, it's dark and
Oh fuck yeah!
It's super dark, but
it's super dark, but like, man,
it holds up because it's, you know what it is. It's like a lot of these jokes in the movie don't really hold up that much because it's just based off of like trendy things from 2001. Like, it's, you know, who freaking cares? But like, that's a timeless ass joke. That's like, it really, I mean, like, it is.
You're right.
oh man, yeah, it's gosh, there's nothing funny about suicide, but damn it, this like, it's like one of those jokes you feel terrible. It's like you feel terrible about laughing. Like, it's like just listening to like Jim Jeffries stand up. You're like, oh man, I don't know if I should be laughing at this.
Oh god, yeah. For sure.
Okay, so we both had a number 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
I feel good about that.
Cool. All right, so moving on, we get to Lover's Lane, everybody. Which there wasn't a Lover's Lane scene in either. I take that back. I know we did last summer. The beach scene was kind of a Lover's Lane scene,
Yes.
in a way.
Oh yeah, I guess.
In a way, but so. So this is Heather, and it's miraculous I remember her name, but Heather at Lover's Lane, and she's being interviewed by Gail Hailstorm, and she's like kind of like, I think she's like kind of asking me, what are you doing here? Oh, my boyfriend went off to go do something. I actually haven't seen him in a little bit. And then Ghostface comes and murders Heather on camera. And I just love that Gail's just like, keep it rolling. And she's like interviewing him during this. And he kind of has like this, I don't know. I honestly forget what he says, but it's just this whole scene. I honestly really appreciate it because it made me laugh pretty good. And then like this leads us to our one Blair Witch Project nod, in which Gail runs into the woods and snots all over the camera.
Yeah, in both like the Lover's Lane, actual Lover's Lane part of the scene, and the Blair Witch part, Gail does a really, that Gail gets her like moment to shine.
For sure.
But I think we have this rated on the lower end, just because like it's like, it's kind of funny, but it's funny because of Gail. It's not really funny because of the kill. You know what I mean?
So where do you have it at on the lower end?
Number 9.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah. I'm so fucking weird, guys.
I have it as number 1.
It was 1A, 1B with Drew. I'm just kidding. But, I mean, it's not too far off. I laughed really hard at this. It's the fact that he's on camera doing it, and, like, the character that he's kind of, like, making fun of is, like, that guy that's, like, paranoid about, like, society, like how, like, it sounded like Ted Kaczynski, really, like the kind of person that would just lose his mind and go live in the woods forever, and he's killing people at Lover's Lane. So I was like getting some like real Ted Kaczynski vibes here. So I was like, you know what, Heather, number three, it made me laugh pretty fucking hard, and I think it's because I'm watching the Unabomber Netflix documentary right now, so I was kind of like,
God, there you go.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure I'm just losing so many stocks with listeners right now. But yeah, Heather at number 3 for me. It is just on camera. It just cracks me up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you guys still respect me? So let's go.
We're hanging on.
I appreciate your honesty. So, moving on to the 8th kill of the movie, we are at Brenda, who is Ray's girlfriend in this, and so this scene is straight out of Scream 2, the opening of it.
Yes.
And so she is killed not by Ghostface, but from the rest of the audience in the theater. And this made me kind of just like really uncomfortable. I don't know about y'all, but this whole scene just made me so uncomfortable. What and the people are killing her, and they're like saying things like, like shut up, like she's talking during the movie, and they're saying like all like these iconic movies that she ruined, like Schindler's List or every Jackie Chan movie. It's like something that somebody says. And she dies in front of the theater, just like Jada Pinkett Smith in Scream 2. So, Brenda.
So where do you have this ranked?
I have it at 12. So, like, middle of the pack. Do y'all have, like, number 2?
I have it at that's my number 1. My number 1, bro.
It made me so uncomfortable. Like,
I love this scene. Because it's so... Okay. Is it offensive? Yes.
Oh,
Let's
highly.
Just start there. It's really... But Regina Hall, she kills it. She kills it. Because she's just so obnoxious and talking through the movie and everything. And the whole scene is just like... I feel like if you take that scene out of the movie and just like put it in like a sketch show, like it still works completely and it's still hilarious. Regina Hall really makes it work.
Yeah. We've all had movies where we have that annoying person who's sitting near us who drives us crazy. One of the last movies we saw in theaters before the world shut down, we saw Joker.
Oh, that's a good one to prepare you for that in the world.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But there was this kid next to me who kept futzing around with his soda cup.
Like squeezing it,
making noises with it, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna kill you in a second.
Me and 8 other people in here are going to hit you with bats.
But yeah, like obviously it's making fun of the ugly little stereotype that like, oh, black people like to talk in the theater, and it's like, okay, that's stupid, but Regina Hall, because she's Regina Hall, makes it work. And she dies like a champ. She gets stabbed like 15 times in that scene before she dies.
She gets hit with a hockey stick. I didn't even take it as that. I just took it that she was an obnoxious person in the theaters. I didn't even like...
Well, it's her and Ray, the two black characters in the movie, talking loud and obnoxious, and then everyone else around them is like little white people, and like, you know.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
That's kind of what they were going for.
Yeah, that's why, like, it is kind of, like, maybe, like, oof, that's, like, what, that's the joke? Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
like, let's go back to suicide jokes. Oh, my God. Like...
I totally get it, but, like, also you gotta think about the environment that we're in here. We're watching Scary Movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is a movie full of dick jokes and sex jokes and racist jokes and sexist jokes. We're all over the place. So
it's a real time capsule of the 2000.
For sure. Yeah. Like we were saying, you can never make a movie like that right now. No way.
Well, yeah, there's even characters who you're like, oh yeah, that character would not fly right now. Yeah. Like what was it, Mrs. Mann?
Oh God.
My goodness, the gym teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gym. Oh God, I can't. It was so terrible.
Yeah, it just yeah. So anyways, this movie hasn't aged well, as if you haven't figured that out.
Yeah, no.
Did I so you had this at number 1, I had this at number 12. So quite the difference. And
for the most part so far, we are like on opposite ends of the spectrum here with our kill grades.
This would be so boring if we were like the same. So I'm totally
sure. So I'm fine with it. It's just funny.
Yeah, we're kind of learning
about. As soon as
you
were like, "Oh, this scene made me really uncomfortable," I started laughing. So I'm like, "Oh no."
Here we go.
Oh man, well that's great. I think I will say the one funny thing about this was that like Ghostface realizes he's like, oh, I don't have to do anything. He kind of just like
he kind of just chills out.
He decides to just take a snack. Yeah. I will say right before this, because I wrote it down because I couldn't remember how this movie played out, when Ray gets stabbed in the ear by a penis.
Yes.
I wrote down like Ray question mark. Like I
did too, because I forgot if he came back or not.
Why did we need that? And then for the rest of the
I
movie,
don't
he's
know.
wearing like gauze on his
Yeah, I
ear.
don't understand. Like, it was so stupid.
Yeah. Kill number 9. This is the day player or the garage door lady.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about this. So this is the exact scene from Scream when Tatum goes to get beers for everybody and she meets Ghostface in the garage. And he's kind of chasing her as she's trying to fit through the garage door, but she's a heavy set woman and she cannot do it. And she gets stuck in the garage and the garage goes up, but she's too heavy and the garage door comes slamming down. And Ghostface is just like, okay, and he just leaves the scene. I will say it was really funny at her going, I'm just a day player.
That was funny.
Well,
Yeah.
the lead up with the cat and the horse.
Well, remember, because the cat like jumps and she's like, "Kitty, you scared
Oh,
me," and then
yes.
and then the horse neighs and he's like, "Horsey, you scared me too," and I was like, "What the?" That was funny.
Yes,
But
that was good.
but then the joke just becomes, "Oh, you're fat." That's the joke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I'm
Uh,
not one for just like, haha, it's funny because you're fat. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I will say they had like the decency to not like throw in a fart joke in here, so like
Yeah, I was waiting
cool.
for it, honestly.
Like the garage door falls on her and suddenly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, something like that.
I will say the garage door falling had so much force behind it. It did make me laugh. Just because like it slams down. Like there was no question about like how much force was behind it. Um I after I got done watching this movie, my girlfriend and I talked about this scene specifically because Harvey Weinstein was his production company also made this movie and Scream. And I was she was wondering if Rose McGowan like said something about him in between movies, and that's why like get like this unflattering person in here for her character in this scene.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know if
oh.
that's true. I'm just like
I mean, who
speculating.
knows? But I mean, I would believe it if it's true. If that was the case.
The man did seem to have a very delicate ego.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so day player, where does she fall on your list?
Number 17.
All right, I had it a little bit higher. I had a number 11. Like I said, it was just the garage door slamming. It made me laugh pretty good. I was like, okay, like that was funny. Like I hate why the garage doors are slamming, but I was like, okay, yeah, that the force of the slam was kind of absurd. I was like, okay, that made me laugh. I don't know.
It didn't seem to us like a lot of the kills, they take the movie that they're based on and they do something really different with it. Not different, but they do something more elaborate, I guess, for lack of a better word. This doesn't really put much of a twist on that.
This was pretty lazy.
Like,
Is
haha, she's fat. It's funny because she's fat. It's like,
Yeah.
okay. So we rated it a little low.
I get that, yeah, and I think that this one was pretty lazy. I guess like I just liked it more than I don't know some other ones that we haven't gone to yet. I guess I don't know. We'll see. I might change my mind and put that lower, but like I just remember laughing pretty hard at the garage door like slamming. But that would have been funny no matter who was in there to me. So
That's probably true.
yeah.
yeah. All right, so now we are on to the next 6 kills I counted in this room.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
so,
looked it up just to be safe.
Oh, thank you. So here, this is a pretty funny moment in this movie, I think. So we get Ghostface is chilling with Shorty and his friends, and they're all like trying to like, they're all smoking weed, and Ghostface gets high with them, and they start to rap battle as you do with your friends.
As you do.
And it's Ghostface's turn, and he, it's like kind of like a close-up shot on him. You just see him like moving his hands that are wielded with like hooks and knives, and he's just like doing his rap or whatever. And then like you zoom out and you see he accidentally, I don't know, he killed everyone in the room except for Shorty. And this was a good joke. I felt like, I don't know, I was
Yeah, it was a solid joke. It wasn't as like involved of a joke as some of the other ones, in like with the kills, but it was a solid joke. It made me laugh.
We technically have the 6 stoners at 10 to 15.
Okay, so I had this at 10 to 5. So we're we're just right there with each other.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. I think the reason why I had this up so high is just because this was one of the few scenes I like remembered after all these years. So it was just kind of implanted in my brain. So maybe a little bit of bias going into it.
No, I definitely
makes sense,
understand. I remember it very well. It's just because there's 6 of them and they're kind of all off screen and all kind of like the same. Like the rap is fun and like Shorty going, no, it was the rap ever after all his friends are dead. It's just like, okay, yeah, it's funny, but they're just all off screen and they're like, oh, they're just dead. Okay, cool. Like,
Yeah, I totally get that. Like, trust me, I totally like like style points, almost none here. But this was, I think I just liked the idea of them like in a writer's room. Like, okay, we got to get like 6 more kills in this. Like, how are we going to do this? Like, just have Ghostface rap battle and like just see what happens. So like that's how I picture that going down. So I guess yeah. So I had like if I were to like get this like as a block like for like 1 kill instead of like it taking up 6 spots, like it would be number 10. So I was like kind of middle of the pack for this.
Exactly. Same.
Yeah. So, all right. So the 6 stoners in the rap battle, done. Alrighty. So next up is Shorty, which I was kind of sad that Shorty died.
Same.
Yeah.
So Shorty comes run. So this is after the really bizarre sex scene with Bobby and
Oh my god, that scene is so gross.
It was disgusting. Oh my goodness.
It's really gross. Like I was uncomfortable for that one.
Yeah, I will say the one joke from that was really funny was when she's on top and she's like, "What's my name, bitch?" And she's like starts to slap Bobby. Like that was like her going full alpha was really funny.
That was good, yeah.
That was like the one good joke out of that.
Yeah.
But then Bobby and Sydney are downstairs. Shorty walks in and Bobby shoots him in the chest. And then this is when like the twist starts to come that him and Ray are in cahoots with each other. But as Shorty is dying, smoke is coming out of his lung, his bullet wound, and he dies with the famous last words, "You're gonna hit that." This was pretty. This was like a fun. It felt very on par for how you would kill Shorty, I guess. Where did y'all have this kill?
We have it at 16.
Samesies.
Yay!
Yeah.
Because yeah, it's like the twist is coming that because they're parodying Scream, Bobby's a bad guy. And Shorty coming up going like, "Yo man, there's a killer in the house, there's blood and guts everywhere." And then he gets shot. And you're like, "Oh, okay." He gets shot. It's kind of a lame way to just kind of kill Shorty.
Yeah, it was just like like you said, it was kind of sad. I was like, "Oh, I like Shorty."
Like, hell, Shorty in the next movie gets smoked like a blunt by a fucking giant tree.
Oh, that was scary. I didn't like that. I remember that now. Okay, but also like I gave it points for the joke because the joke was funny because it's like, haha, Shorty's whole joke for the movie was like, I smoke weed, so it's funny, and then he dies and he's hitting the smoke from his own lungs. It's kind of gross and horrible, but it's still funny. But yeah, I just feel like it was kind of like a
It was very much just like, well, we couldn't kill him during the rap battle, so here it is. I don't know.
Yeah, it's true, and it's like right after that too, so it's like, okay, why didn't you just kill him then? If you were gonna kill him now, like, what difference does it make, I guess, but...
Yeah, so... Alright, well, so now this is when we're starting to get towards the end of the movie. And this movie does end pretty abruptly, I felt like, when we were watching it, but blissfully kept it under 90 minutes. So technically the next kill is Bobby. And this is really funny. This is exactly the same sort of like twist we're getting from Scream, but Bobby is kind of just, he's saying things like, does Scream have a plot? No. I know what you did last summer make any sense? No. And when he said, does Scream have a plot? No. I kind of went, hey, that did have a plot.
Scream has a plot.
Yeah. I know we did last summer is kind of confusing, but like, no. Like, I was like, now I'm pissed. And then this is when they start to do their plan, and they start to like kind of stab each other. And Ray is stabbing Bobby, and Ray is getting like really into it. And this was legitimately funny, I thought, because he said like they're mimicking the whole like movies don't make psychos, they make psychos more creative. Instead of that, they're saying like movies don't make psychos, canceling your TV show makes you go crazy. It's like the Wayans brothers was a good show, and we got canceled. We didn't even get to have a sign off. And I was like, okay, that's really fucking funny. That was a funny meta moment. So where did y'all have Bobby on your kill list?
We have Bobby at 7.
Okay.
We also had the little fake outs where he's like, oh god, no. Okay. Oh god.
Yeah, I thought that whole sequence was really funny with them like almost stabbing each other and then chickening out and then doing it, and then I thought that was really funny.
I have Bobby at number 4. But recently, I say recently, wow. During this episode, I moved the guy from what are you waiting for guy to number 4. So I'll probably put Bobby maybe just like a step behind him. So like a 5. It's like where I have Bobby.
Okay.
That makes sense. It's like in the middle.
Yeah. Still top 5.
Yeah.
Alrighty. And then shortly after this, Ray gets killed and he just gets stabbed from behind from Ghostface. It's like pretty quick.
Yeah.
And the joke of this is that after he dies, he falls on top of Bobby in kind of like a doggy style position, and that's kind of like the joke. And that's it, honestly. I don't think there's unless I'm missing something, there's not too much more to his kill scene.
No,
I don't think so.
I think we have it at number 8, but I think we're still living off the high of Bobby's death.
Because Bobby and Ray's death scenes are like obviously right after the other, and it's like it kind of all encompassing.
Right.
But Bobby's death is definitely better because Ray's is super quick, like he's just stabbed and then so long farewell. So I would put it in the lower bottom. Ray.
Yeah, I have Ray at number 18 last for me. Actually, it was just quick and boring, and like the joke afterwards, I was like, all right, I guess that's funny. And then this movie shortly ends with the cops coming up. And this was something that we were talking about right before we got on to whether or not we don't know if we want to count this as a kill. But after Sydney is questioned by the cops and they realize that Officer Doofus is this is a oh shoot, what's that movie that he's
Usual Suspects.
Thank you. Yes, he's pulling a Usual Suspects, and he's been the killer, one of the killers the whole time, and he kind of just walks off the movie, or he gets in a getaway car and drives off, and
with Gail.
With Gail. Oh yeah, that's right, with Gail, which makes sense because in Scream those two actors got married.
Yeah.
And
but it's weird that like I just thought about this just now, but it's kind of weird that like this whole time they've been parroting really only horror movies, and then at the end they just decide to throw Usual Suspects in there for some reason.
Yeah,
because it was also kind of a mystery, so it's like, oh, it's a mystery.
That's a stretch. That's a stretch.
I don't know. I'm guessing here.
I wonder if it's like a thing like no movies off limits. But so Sydney is in the middle of the road screaming no, and then she gets hit by a car. I didn't count it as a kill, but if we're counting it as a kill, I'll probably put it below Ray as dead last. I don't know.
Yeah, we didn't really know whether to count it or not, so.
Yeah, so we left it off the list, but yeah, it'd probably be low on ours. It might be like 17. We might move the day player down. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But like, it's not really an exciting kill. It's literally just like an end joke to get you into the credits.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Well,
One more for the road.
Yeah.
Well done. So, I guess just to kind of wrap this up, let's just go over, I guess, like our top 5 kills instead of just going through all 18. Because
Okay.
holy crap, listener, I'm so sorry, that would be too much.
Uh,
So my top 5 in order from number 1 to number 5 is Drew, Buffy, Heather, What Are You Waiting For, Guy, and Bobby.
Oh god. We have Brenda, Drew, Greg, What Are You Waiting For, Guy, and then the fisherman.
Oh man. Well, and that's our kill ranking for Scream. Or I'm sorry, wow. That's our kill ranking for Scary Movie from the year.
Wishful thinking.
Yes, from the year
Wish we
2000.
watched Scream instead.
Right? Yeah. This makes me want to go watch the movies that this actually was making fun of, because those are.
I know, it actually does make me want to watch I Know What You Did Last Summer again, because I haven't seen it in so long and I want to just see, how badly it holds up.
After you watch it, let me know what you think, because like I said, it's a fine movie. It's not great, and if you like it, that's awesome. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine, guys.
It's fine. It's perfectly fine.
We're gonna be okay.
Oh man, and I am sorry if I've seemed like I'm out of tone. I'm kind of pissed at Scary Movie. So this is this has been our kill ranking for Scary Movie. Thank you, Scott and Frankie, for coming on. Will you please tell the kind folks where they can find you and your show, Shoot the Flick?
Yes, you can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Shoot the Flick, and you can check out our episodes every single Wednesday on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, anywhere you find a podcast, we're there. And we really appreciate you having us on. It was really fun.
Thank you guys.
Despite the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt bad. I was like, yeah, I'm like kind of like holding these two hostage, making them watch Scary Movie. But
No, now next time we come on, or next time you're gonna have to come on our show, and we'll get you back on our show.
I
We'll
am
make you watch a
terrified
shitty movie.
because
And then next time we come on here, we'll watch a good horror movie.
yes, for sure. And I am terrified for what you guys have planned, because Scott is kind of a cinephile, and he has pulled up some weird stuff before. People, if you liked Shoot the Flick and me, and you want to hear more of us two talking with each other, you could go to Film on the Rocks and listen to our horror movie Halloween movie draft that we did. We did a movie drafting basically top 10 lineup or top 5 lineup.
Something like that.
It was like we had a grouping of like what we could like have.
Yeah, we had like different genres.
We
It
had-
was fun.
And some of them were like very interesting, like so bad it's good.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah, we were drafting movies based off of categories, all in the horror genre. So yeah, be sure to go check that out. I'll probably include that a link in the show notes. And of course, if you want to follow Scott and Frankie and listen to Shoot the Flick, swipe over to the show notes, because I'll have a link right there for y'all to go and just listen to them. Thank you guys again. I need to have y'all come back on sometime, and I look forward to coming on your show whenever that happens.
Yes, definitely.
All right,
We're gonna make
everybody.
it happen.
Thank you for listening, and happy April Fool's Day, and I'm sorry. All right, have a good day.